What's up, bro?
What's
All
up,
right,
dude?
all right, guys, dude. We got a killer for you. We got one of my favorite guys in all of Pinnacle, David Starr. How we doing, brother?
Good, bro. Good, man.
Let's go, dude. Let's just jump right into it. So you're coming off of a hot month. You did 83K last month, working all strong points,
Yeah, all strong points, man. All strong
dude.
points.
Let's go. Give us the secret sauce. Tell us how you did it.
Dude, I've been finding with the strong points, like the more simple you keep it with them, the better. Instead of like prying and prying and prying on their why, like they already know what they're getting into when they sit down with you because they watched a whole 8-minute video. So I think kind of like getting to the point with them, making sure they understand and setting the table is super important on what's going to go down, who you are, and what you're going to do today. And if you can set the table correctly on these appointments and then uh, follow back up on their why before you explain to um, how they can benefit themselves from this product is probably like the most important key features I've been finding with like these leads.
Okay, gotcha. What? How long from when you start the appointment to when you end it? How long is that process? Usually about an hour.
If it's a couple, about an hour. If it's a single person, I can have them off the phone in about 35, 40 minutes because like there's a lot of rapport building I'm doing inside that sale to make sure one, like they like me and they're not going to go shop around, but two, for retention purposes.
Okay. Are you mainly one call closing, booking appointments, or a mix of both?
I'm doing a mix of both, man. I'm doing a mix of both.
Fire, bro. Fire. Okay. Well, I think what
Yeah.
everybody wants to hear is you just want to rip a role play. Just go through your regular flow and close me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I can rip a role play. I mean, I can't really fake it. So whoever like wants to, if you want to role play with me, bro, just we got to be real about it.
Let's do it. That's
Okay.
that's what everybody wants to hear.
Okay. Um,
Do you
and
think
if
you
you,
can close me, Star?
I think I can close you, bro. I think I can close you.
All right, let's find out.
You getting some feedback? What
Hey,
is that
Claudia, can
noise?
you mute yourself? All right, I think we're good now.
Cool. So yeah, dude, to start here, like I'm either setting appointments or I'm one call closing, and I use a CRM to help me with organization with that because when I put them in an appointment, they have to reply yes to a text message, and then it's also going to follow back up with them 45 minutes before you give them a call, right? So the people who do stick on the calendar, they're super intentional about it. If I do get a no show, I'm one call closing, and I'm not going to stop until I get someone on the line or until my next appointment. So
Okay.
if you want to run this as a one call close or an appointment already set, you let me know.
One call close. We work a lot of one call closes here. Let's
Okay.
run it.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey Jonah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is David. I'm actually just getting back to you about the form that you had filled out on social media for the coverage that helps with the mortgage should something happen to you.
I what is this for?
You had filled out this form on social media a few days back to get that coverage to where if anything happens to you, whether you get sick or pass away, it would cover Sarah, your daughter. You remember filling that out?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was looking for a quote on that.
Okay, great. That's exactly what I'm calling you. I'm actually the manager assigned to make sure that we can get approved for some coverage like you were looking for. Okay,
Okay.
so I know you put your child down here as your beneficiary, but is there a spouse or a significant other with you in the home as well?
Yes, I do have a spouse.
Okay. And is would you want to put her also in your beneficiaries or would it just be your child
Yeah, we'll put her as the primary.
as the primary? Okay. Now, were you looking for coverage for just yourself or for both you and your spouse?
We'll see what the rates look like. Um, Primarily for me, but if we could afford it, insuring myself and my spouse would be great.
Okay, awesome. So, all dependent on the rate, right? So you guys make these decisions together to make sure it can fit in the budget.
Yes, we do.
Okay, awesome. Um, let's actually set an appointment so we can get you both on the phone here, just so I can ask her some questions also to make sure that we're getting her the right coverage in place. So I have some time either today at 5 o'clock I can squeeze you guys in, or I have a 7 o'clock, which is going to work better for you.
Well, I tell you what, she's actually here with me now.
She's here with you right now.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and grab her. I guess bring Claudia on. Go ahead and grab her. And if you could also grab a pen and paper, let me know when you guys are ready and I'm on speakerphone.
Okay. Yeah, she's actually she's setting up the Christmas tree. She got you in speakerphone here.
Okay, hey Claudia, can you hear me all right? Hey Claudia.
Yep, she can hear you.
Okay. Hi, my name's David. I'll be helping you guys out today. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
Okay, awesome. So guys, how long have you been looking into this type of coverage?
Oh, we actually just started looking into it. We saw the ad and figured it sounded interesting.
Okay. Um, hold on. I got a couple talking points throughout this. Do you want me to stop and go through those, or do you just want me to do a straight role play?
Dude, no, yeah, actually stop and like talk about why you're saying what you're saying. That's huge. That's
Okay,
critical too.
right, because I don't know how many newer people on here. You guys are freaking killing it, by the way. I don't know how many newer people are on to know the importance of some of these things. The reason why I'm actually stopping and making sure that she responds to me is because I want to know that she's engaged in the conversation. And um, I don't necessarily like if they're busy, I'm going to try to pull her into it. But again, I'm not going to make too big of a deal out of it because I'm going to engage her throughout the whole entire process to make sure that like she is actually listening and following along.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's so important. Like making sure you're communicating with both spouses and making sure they're both paying attention because over the phone you can't see them.
Yep, absolutely. Um, and then as far as like asking him those questions, like sometimes they are going to put their children on there, but they do have a spouse or significant other, and you don't find that out until you're either in the financial inventory, and then you have to rebook it again. Um, and that's pretty much a little bit of a waste of time for yourself, even though you're preloading some info. So I always ask if there's a spouse, even if their kids listed as a beneficiary. Um, okay. Now, after this portion, I got the two of you guys on the phone with me. Um, I'm going to ask you, okay, how long have you been looking into this type of coverage for Jonah?
We the ad just popped up and we figured it we kind of been we thought it, we've been thinking about life insurance the past couple of years and this mortgage protection sounded interesting. We never heard of it, but decided to check it out.
Sure, sure. And you guys, you're 26 years old or 20, I'm sorry,
Yes.
24,
We were 25 and she's
25,
26.
and Claudia's 26. Okay. Okay. How long
Mhm.
have you guys had the home for?
We've had the home for 2 years now.
About 2 years. Is this your guys' first home or do you have other rental properties?
It's our first home.
First home. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, so you guys were just looking into this, wanted to see what it was all about, see if it was something that was right for you guys.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
because I work in construction and I saw something about, if I'm disabled or if I get sick, the home taken care of and paid off. Is that correct?
Yeah, depending on what you can qualify for. Um, now you work construction. Do you know anyone inside of construction that has gone through something to where they either had this type of plan to help them or
Yeah, my uncle, he had cancer about 10 years ago and passed away and they didn't have anything set in place to for their family, so it was pretty tough when he passed.
gotcha. Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you my state license and one other document. Can you let me know when you get that?
Yep, looks like I just got it.
Okay. Um, guys, that's me going a little bit into figuring out, why they're looking into that coverage, and seeing if something has affected them. Getting a little bit deeper on that just to get a good understanding on why they're looking at because they don't. No one just, they'll see the ad, but there's a reason why they clicked on it. I'm trying to go a couple layers deep to figure that out. So after I send the state license, Jonah, did you receive that?
Yep, I looks like I just got it.
Okay, making sure you validate yourself, guys. Letting them know the whole entire array of products that you sell is super, super important. So, Jonah, as you can see in there, my state license is at the bottom. Um, you can also see that I do work with all the carriers in your state that offer mortgage protection. But outside of mortgage protection, we also handle life insurance, health insurance, and future income planning. Okay.
Okay.
If you guys don't have like a digital business card, Popple is a great app for that. You can send that over pretty quickly to clients. It's pretty easy to navigate. That's Popple, Popl. Um, so me working with all the carriers, Jonah, that just allows me to do the shopping around, make sure we can find the best product that fits your budget. So what we're going to do today is real simple. I'm going to go through a couple minutes and ask you a couple questions to see what kind and how much coverage you'll need. Ask you a couple medical questions so I know what you qualify for, and then I'll be able to show you a few different options from there. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Do you have any questions before we get started here?
Not so far. Everything seems pretty straightforward.
Okay. Now, Claudia, Jonah, I wish I could get everyone approved for this type of coverage. That is up to the insurance carriers. So once we find an option that makes sense for you, we'll then submit a request then to see if we can get you medically approved today. Okay.
Okay.
Again, guys, letting them know who I am and why I'm there and what we're going to do today. Super important to set the table right away and let them know today we're going to see if we can get you medically approved. And then I ask, do you have any questions after that? Just to make sure if they're thinking in their head, hey, I'm just looking for a quote, then that'll come up then and you can address it. I look at objections as like, I want to take them head on instead of wait for them in the back end because it's a lot easier of a sale if you take them head on because you already are taking their cards off the table.
What about if a client says, David, do we have to make a decision today?
Today's just about seeing if we can get medically approved today, right? So we can go around looking for quotes, but a quote is just a quote at the end of the day, right? It's not real numbers because if we got a carrier saying, hey, you have high blood pressure, your premium's going to go up by this much, then that's going to change the whole dynamic of what your plan could be.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Yep. So is this something that you guys are serious about wanting to put in place for your family?
Yeah, as long as we can figure something out that makes sense financially, then yes.
Okay. So if I can show you something that you can afford, something that you completely understand, and something that takes care of the home, is there any reason that wouldn't work out for you?
No, that sounds good.
Okay, fantastic. Um, so starting here with your age, you said you're 25. What's your date of birth?
It's 10/26/99.
Okay, and are you a smoker or non-smoker?
Non-smoker.
Okay, height and weight.
5'7", 150.
Okay. You said construction. What is your monthly
Mm-hmm.
income after taxes and deductions are taken out?
About 6,000.
Okay. Now, Claudia, you can still hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sorry guys, I have someone trying to blow my phone up right now. You're 26. What's your date of birth?
My date of birth is 10/27/98.
Okay. Are you a smoker?
No.
What's your height and weight?
I don't even. It's 5'1", 100 pounds. I don't even
Okay.
know.
Okay. And what's your occupation, Claudia?
Stay at home.
Stay at home. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Now, Jonah, as far as surgeries for you or medications, do you currently take anything or have had any surgeries in the past 10 years?
I'm had a knee replacement surgery about 5 years ago,
Okay.
and I was prescribed hydrocodone for the
Okay.
pain.
You still take it?
No.
Okay. Anything else outside of that?
And then I'm prescribed Adderall.
Adderall? Okay. How long have you been taking that for?
Been taking it here and there for the past 10 years.
Okay. What else?
And then I've got a Buterol inhaler for my asthma.
Okay. What else?
And that's it.
Okay. And I always ask people, I just say, I keep saying, what else? Because
Yep.
everyone has stuff that they're like, don't want to tell you or that they hold off till the end. Oh, yeah, by the way, hey, Mary, I've been getting declined. Is there anything else in your medical history? Oh, yeah, I do have congestive heart failure. Okay. There it is.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that.
Yeah, exactly. So with younger people, I'm a little bit quicker with it, but with older people, that's the most important part of the financial inventory for me with older people because you really want to dig down. You know, if they had an albuterol inhaler, I'm going to ask them if there any oxygen, overnight hospital stays, really go through different medical conditions, medications, because medications, some people will tell you what they're taking them for, but when you say medical conditions, it goes through their brain a little bit differently to where they'll start coming up with different effects that they've had in their life. So, again, to be really thorough with the medication surgeries part for older people, younger people, I'm kind of being a little bit lighter, but I will hit on with
Yeah,
younger people. DUIs, Jonah, any DUIs, felonies, or drug or alcohol related rehabs in the past 10 years?
that's huge.
Have
That's
you
huge.
had?
Oh, have I? Actually, I want to add one more thing to what you said. Is
Good.
guys never, and also never ask the client if they're healthy because they can be in the worst health condition. Though everybody's gonna say they're healthy. So yeah, just really grilling them on their health is huge. I had a DUI about 5 years ago.
Okay. 5 years ago. Gotcha. Yeah, I've had so many people tell me they're healthy, and then they're like, I got kidney disease, heart disease, organ transplant. All right.
Never ask them.
DUI 5 years ago. And what was the amount that you owed on the mortgage? The total amount?
230.
230. What's the house valued at now?
Oh, it's about 300.
300. And the monthly payment?
Monthly payments 1,300 bucks.
Okay. And you got about 28 years left on the mortgage loan?
Yes.
Okay. You guys looking at this as your forever home or the next 5, 10 years?
Probably just the next, be here for the next couple years and then upgrade
Okay.
once you have some more kids.
Okay. Um, so after this portion, guys, I hope everyone's using the financial inventory. I'm gonna ask all these questions down to their forever home or not forever home. Jonah, does yours look like this?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So all these questions, I'm just having casual conversation. These questions down here are where you really have to pay attention because this is where you're going to be having the positioning of your product. I'll explain how it's going to work here. Um, so Jonah, I always start with life insurance. Jonah, do you have any life insurance or Claudia, I'm sorry. Do you guys have any life insurance outside of work?
Outside of work, no, we both have, I both have life insurance, or I have life insurance on us, on both of us through our job.
Through your job,
Yep.
but no private coverage?
Nope.
Okay. So work life insurance, that's great to take advantage of. It's usually really cheap if you're contributing to it through your checks because it's a group life insurance plan. You just want to make sure you're not depending on it because if you ever leave your job, quit, get fired, or retire, you wouldn't have access to that coverage anymore. Right. So again, guys, keep taking advantage of it. Just make sure you're not depending on it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Let's say hypothetically I have a $250,000 policy with State Farm, a 30-year term I took out 4 years ago.
30-year term 4 years ago.
Yep.
How much are you guys paying on that?
I'm paying 130 bucks a month.
130. Claudia, do you also have the same thing?
She's got 100,000.
And how much does she pay for that?
She pays 80 bucks a month.
$80 a month. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that was put in place 4 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've
And
got
that,
it bundled in with our home and car insurance.
gotcha. Okay. And that was through State Farm.
Yep.
Okay. That's all. So I'm taking note of that, guys. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I'm using that as ammunition for when I do pitch the product and keeping in my head, okay, hey, listen, they're covered with the death benefit. So I'm not going to touch so hard on the death benefit portion of this. I'm going to hit really hard on the living benefits.
Yes.
So that's what that tells me. It's just kind of giving you another key to the sale there. Um, okay, so we got the insurance taken care of, Jonah. Do you have anything that would like replace your income if you got real sick and weren't able to work?
We have I have short-term disability through my job.
Short-term disability. Okay, and also long-term or just short-term?
Just short-term, I believe.
Okay, Claudia, do you have anything like that through work?
No, she does not.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. She's a stay-at-home mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what am I saying? Um, so has anyone walked you through on how short-term work through your job?
I just pays out if something happens, right?
Right, right. So how it works is short-term pays out for 3 months, sometimes 4 months, and that's going to be about 80% of your salary before taxes. And then if you did have long term, that would then kick in for the next 3 to 6 months, and that's about 60% of your salary on average, again, before taxes. Right. So it helps out, but it's not actually giving you money, it's taking away income. So what I mean by that question, Jonah, is anything like IRAs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, old 401ks.
I have we've got a little bit in our savings. Got like 10,000 in our savings. That's it.
10,000 year savings.
Yeah.
Um,
I also want to stop you there, like guys. That's really, what David said is really important in making sure you're explaining the difference between short-term and long-term disability to clients. Because in their head, they're like, "Oh, I've got disability coverage. I'm covered if something happens, and I'm going to be okay." And it's like, no, that's only covering you for 90 days if something happens. And then after that, like if you get diagnosed with cancer and you're dealing with cancer for a year or 2 years, whatever the case may be, you're only covered for the first few months on that. So making sure that clients are aware and you're educating them.
yep. Um, so 10K in the savings, any type old 401ks that we have through employers.
No, nope,
No.
old 401ks, just my current.
Okay, gotcha. Again, reason why I'm asking old 401ks, annuity opportunities right there. Um, so again, utilizing all of your license, not just a portion of it, is huge. So 10K in the savings, Jonah. And then you said nothing else outside of that. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. So, Jonah, do you or Claudia, do you guys have any car payments that you pay on?
Yes, we have two car payments.
How
My
much is
car
that total?
payment, mine's $700 a month, and hers is 300, so total 1,000.
About 1,000. Okay. And you make about 6,000 for the household.
I do.
Okay. And your monthly payment on the house is about 1,300.
Correct.
Okay. We owe 230. What are you able to set aside at the end of each month after all the bills are paid?
After all the bills, about $1,000,
About a
maybe twelve
thousand,
hundred.
maybe 1,200. Okay. Okay. Good. Good deal. And again, I'm kind of sneaking that in at the end there. I'm recapping what they have and then asking them, what do you have left over at the end of each month? So I know what I'm working with. Some people are overspenders, and I want to make sure I'm showing them something that's inside their budget. Um, okay, and Jonah, remind me again exactly why you're wanting to put this type of coverage in place to protect the household here.
I mean, I just figured it'd be something good to look into. Some extra protection if something were to happen to me. So, the home was taken care of.
Sure, sure. Because you're the breadwinner of the house, right?
I am, yes.
So if something happens to you, that's going to change the dynamic here pretty drastically, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, we'd figure it out, but yeah, it'd be a little tough.
Yeah. So if you weren't here, Claudia, what would you do financially speaking moving forward?
Well, I probably have to get a job.
Okay. And do you think that you'd be able to afford the $1,300 if we didn't have Jonah's income?
Okay, I just gotta drop the Claudia voice. It's it'd be pretty hard at first, but I'd get a job and figure it out.
Sure, sure. Have you ever been through a situation like that or known a family member to go through it?
Uh, we've had I had a family member pass away a few years back with I don't know what they had set up though. I don't know if they had anything in place or not. We're not super close. We didn't really
Hmm.
ask questions.
Sure, sure. Um, so realistically speaking, where would that put you, Claudia, if it were just to be you? Would you maybe downsize in the home or sell it?
Yeah, I'd probably have to get a job and sell the home.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, you do have about 70 grand worth of equity in the house, right?
Yes, we do.
So here's what the mortgage protection is going to do for you guys. So if Jonah were to pass away, it's going to pay off the mortgage amount, okay, of the 230,000. That doesn't amortize. So even if you owe 100 grand on the home, you're still going to get paid out the full 230.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Um, I want to back up there a little bit too. I feel like I went a little bit soft on you because if I'm feeling like in the sale that like I didn't do my job with getting through with the why, then like the sale at the end isn't going to close, right? So my follow-up question for you, Claudia, would be, is this important for you to know that if anything were to happen to Jonah, whether he passed away or become disabled, that you would be able to manage his household and not have to move or um, exit the house.
Yeah, that would be important to me. Boom,
Yeah.
that's money. That's money. Guys, if you didn't, can you repeat that one more time for everybody to write that down?
Yeah. So, Claudia, would that be important for you to know that if anything would ever happen to Jonah, that you'd be able to still afford to be able to stay in the home and be comfortable here?
Yes, it would be.
Okay. Um, so let me explain what the mortgage protection is going to do for you. So, and again, I had to sew that up. Like, I typically wouldn't move past the conversation, if I didn't get down to it. And even at that, like she said it, but like I don't know if she completely meant it. I'm gonna keep digging though, um, till I find like a good pain point to hit on for them because it's an emotional sale. Like it has to be emotion based. Um, bring up the emotion. You're gonna explain the product. Again, pays off the home if you were to pass away. Doesn't amortize with the mortgage. But Jonah, you don't have to die in order to get that money. So the main reason people lose their homes isn't due to death or losing your job. It's actually due to major medical expenses. That's what really gets people. So this is going to pay out in four different ways while you're still alive. First one's going to be any type of critical illnesses that may occur. That could include things like heart attacks, strokes, invasive cancer, ALS, right? Organ failure, anything to where you're having to go to the hospital or your life could be at immediate danger. This is going to pay out to you so that you can still keep paying on your bills and afford to stay here if we do lose our income. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yes.
Okay. Chronic illnesses and disabilities also covered under this. That's if you are ill or disabled over 90 days and can't perform two of five daily living activities. Um, daily living activity would include bathing, feeding, dressing. If you need help with mobility or urination, then again, this would be payable to you.
Understood.
Um, all those make sense. Do you have any questions on how those work at all?
All that makes sense so far.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
This is also going to cover you for any terminal illnesses. This is if a doctor gives you a diagnosis having you left with a year or less on your life. So a little bit morbid there, but it will cover you for those four living benefits as well as the death benefit.
Okay, so is this gonna pay out if I lose my job?
So the company we are looking at is Kansas City Life. If you lose your job, it's not going to pay out the face amount because you'd have to be hurt or disabled. But it does have a waiver of premium for any layoffs or job loss, and that's for up to 6 months. Now you can use it
Ooh,
twice. You can use it for 3 months and 3 months, or a stretch of 6 months, and they won't require a premium.
that's money, guys. Remember to pitch that when you're writing KCL.
Mhm. So here's the best thing about the mortgage protection, Jonah. It's not like any other insurance we pay for right now, right? You pay on your car insurance each month. How much are you paying each month for that?
On my car insurance, $200.
200 bucks, right? And hopefully we don't have to use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, if we don't use it, the insurance company just keeps all that money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we hope that you make it to age 35. That's when your loan would then be paid off. And if you do, they're going to refund every penny that you had paid into the policy just as an incentive for you to stay healthy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it acts like a savings account for you, but it has that safety net of 250,000, 230,000 if anything were ever happen to you.
Wow, that's huge.
Um, so I'm gonna hit a lot on that cashback since they are younger. Um, because some people, if they're filling out a form on Facebook, they're gonna see it. But if you're doing like call-in mailers, and you're kind of having to build a belief system inside of this type of product for the first time in somebody, I'm really gonna hit hard on that cashback feature, just because like that is a good feature for young people to see.
Yeah. It's literally a no-brainer. Hey, either
Mhm.
A, this policy's paying out, if you're sick, disabled, pass away. B, God willing, you guys never have to use it. You're simply getting all your money back.
Yep. Um, okay. So Jonah, I have two options here for you. We can cover the full home. Obviously, we're prioritizing you today, just because you are the main breadwinner of the house, right?
Yep.
So we can cover you for the full 230,000. That's going to be $100 a month.
Okay. All right, and are you having them write these options down?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right, I got that one.
You got that one written down. Now I do have a second option here. We can cover you for 300,000. So this not only covers the full home, but it's also covering your year's worth of your income. Okay. That one we're going to be looking at 150 bucks.
Okay. I got it.
Again, I'm explaining each option, what they're going to do for them, not just giving them numbers and then wanting them to pick. I want to explain how it's going to benefit them. Okay. Do you need any of those figures repeated back to you, Jonah?
Nope. 100
Okay.
for the mortgage, $150 for the mortgage plus one year salary. Understood.
Yep. And Claudia, do you fully understand how all this works?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So between those two options, guys, which do you think makes most sense? One, financially, but two, most importantly, is going to give Claudia peace of mind. So if anything happens, that the home is going to be protected.
Um, I'd like the mortgage plus one year salary. But is this your number to call you at?
Yeah, this is my number. Now, do you think that one is going to be affordable for you?
I think so. Can you give me a couple days to check my budget and let you know?
So, like I told you in the beginning, today we're just seeing if we can get medically eligible, right?
Okay.
So we'll start, the process is we'll start with whatever one you're most comfortable with. Since you're a good husband, you want to make sure your wife is protected. And then if we want to increase it down the road, we can always do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think the mortgage would be the most comfortable
Okay.
for us
Now,
for sure.
Claudia, do you like that option as well?
Yep. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Is that one going to give you peace of mind to where if anything happens, that you'd be secured inside the home?
Yeah. I basically just wanted to make sure the home's paid off if something were to happen.
Okay. I'll see if we can get you approved for that. Give me like 5, maybe 8 minutes. I'm pretty quick at filling these out. The process is it's going to take about 24 to 48 hours to hear back if we do get approved. Then it'll be another 2 to 3 days before they pull the first initial premium. Jonah, after that first initial premium is pulled, your policy is going to be active. So if anything happens, there's no contestability period. Sorry, there's no 2 year waiting period on it. And they would pay out that policy. As long as you've been straight about your health. So you've been straight with me with your health.
Yes, I have been.
Okay, awesome. After they pull that first initial premium, it'll be about a week or so until your policy's in the mail, and I'll also follow up with you to make sure that you receive that.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so I'm gonna need 3 things from you to get started here. If you could grab your driver's license, I'll need that number
Okay,
here in just a second. Grab whatever bank you want to associate this with. Routing account's fine. We'll need that towards the end.
got
Lastly,
it.
do you have a primary care physician?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'll need their name and phone number here in just a second. Go ahead with your driver's license number.
Boom. That was smooth. That was a really smooth transition. I let them know exactly what you're going to need: driver's license, banking, and then the primary care physician, and then you're just assumptively closing,
Yeah.
going right into it. Oh yeah.
Now,
So my driver's license number is DL157891013.
just to add on to that part there, I'm I'm making sure that close is solid and set. I don't like when I hear people say, "Hey, we're just gonna see if we're medically eligible," and then not explain the whole entire process. That's calling for a chargeback. That's calling for an angry client. They have to know every step of the process and have to agree with it, or you're just gonna be chasing your tail in this insurance game. I've been there. I've done it, and it's good to just have sticky business and write maybe a little bit less premium.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of which, you have some of the best persistency in the company.
Yeah, bro, I've closed $54,000 worth of strong point in the first month of running them off of, I think it was $6,300 lead spend. Um, and I've had 2 fall off the book, and that was worth like 3,500 of that. And
That's
that
huge.
I started these about 2.5 months ago,
Nice.
right?
How much
But
did you spend? Because I was going to ask you this question. How much did you spend last month to do the 83 grand?
I spent 8,500.
8,500 bucks to do
Yeah,
83 grand.
yeah. But like my minimum goal, like I won't stop dialing or running appointments until I get at least 4,000 in premium a day now, because I have 100 coming out a week. So 4,000 is like my minimum goal, and they're really doable. You just have to have enough of them. And what I found is after you've bought in so many of them, they start stacking up for you. They're still good to call back even a month or two later.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you mainly getting a hold of these people, just calling them? Are you texting them, leaving messages?
Yeah, dude. So this is like I feel like this is the bread and butter of like training on mortgage protection Facebook leads, is because like a lot of people can close them and have success with them, but it's like how do you get a hold of them, because a lot of them don't pick up, and your dialing patterns are really important for that. So what I do is I'll dial off of my regular phone number twice, um, and I always try to get them within 5 minutes of them dropping, but a lot of the times I can't because they're really early in the morning or late at night. So I'll dial them
Mm-hmm.
twice off my regular number in the morning, and then I'm gonna hit them again from a different line like an hour later, and
Mm,
then that line will be from their area code. And then after the afternoon comes, I'm gonna hit them twice off my personal phone, and then hit them from an area code that's completely random. And like I'll hit these
interesting.
people probably like 8 or 10 times throughout the day, just blowing them up on different phone numbers, and like they don't know who's calling, but they see one of the same numbers calling them, then they might pick it up eventually. um and then to get them to show up to appointments, like I said, getting a good CRM system, or if you can manually do it, just send them a text saying, hey, please confirm your appointment. with your name, maybe like a confirmation number and the meeting time, and then a follow-up text 45 minutes before the appointment. I've been seeing really good success, about a 65-70% show rate on those.
That's huge. That's huge. Do you text them or leave them messages or just strictly call them?
Yeah, I'll send text messages. I got some templates that I send, but I have a CRM system that when I throw them inside of a bot, then it will start sending them messages. And I wrote 3 policies this week so far of just doing that from, leads that were 2 months old.
Fire. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Where do we leave off on the presentation? I'm gonna get too sidetracked here.
Okay. Filling out the e-app. I mean,
Yep.
I'm gonna fill out the e-app. I feel like common mistakes in the e-app, um, which again I try to handle them up front, is making sure that you get the banking and let them know you're gonna be asking for that banking info. Right?
Yes.
You already know
Yes.
that's gonna come, so I'm not gonna get the objection when I ask for it. Oh, hey, I don't have my, I don't want to give that over. Now, if you hear something like I don't have my banking information, I'm gonna try to like keep digging at that and just be like, oh, who do you bank through again? Um, Wells Fargo. Oh, awesome, dude. Listen, it's real easy. Just if you open up the app, I'll show you exactly where it's at, and then I'll Google where I can find it. If you really, really cannot suck the banking info out of them, you have to set a very, very intentional time within the couple hours to get that closed. Um, I mean, I don't know how you want to role play an e-app besides like go through different common mistakes or how you ask for social security number, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Just basically any tips and tricks or any track words that you use throughout the e application.
Yeah, nothing fancy, guys. Like, I think if you overcomplicate asking for different things, you're gonna make them really sketched out. So I make it super nonchalant. I'm saying, okay, go ahead with your driver's license number. Perfect. Where were you born? Okay, got that. And then Jonah, you said you make 6 grand. What's your annual income after before taxes around?
$6,000, 6 times 12, so about 7,200 a year.
Okay. And then date of birth is 10/26 of 49.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you want me to put this phone number here ending in 8940 on file for you?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Can you please go ahead and confirm your social for me?
Yep. It's 503-93-1234.
Okay. Again, guys, I'm just nonchalantly saying it just like that. Can you please? Okay, awesome. Go ahead and confirm your social for me. But I
Yep.
add in some numbers, date of birth, last four phone number. So they're already hearing those numbers going through their head. Just to spit out a few more is nothing.
Boom. Mine. All right. So
Um,
let's say, all right, anything else you say in the e application?
um, I'd say at the end, tying down the sale is important.
Yes.
So a lot of the carriers that,
I really want to hear how you tie it down.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna add a couple things in there, guys. And this can be used for people who are brand new or in the business right now that have been here for a while. Um, so Jonah, it looks like I got your application submitted here. Um, like I said, it's going to be 24 to 48 hours until we get an answer back. Can I have you do a quick favor here while I type a few things out on my end?
Sure.
Can you go ahead and save my number in both you and Claudia's phones and just let me know when you get that done real quick?
Okay. Yep. I got it saved.
Okay, awesome. Um, if for some reason we get declined, Jonah, I'm gonna call you back within the next couple of days. Don't worry, I got you. I have multiple other carriers that will accept you. It's just finding the one who's gonna accept you. Um, really, and all the prices are state regulated, so it's not gonna change much. I just might need a few extra signatures from you. Okay.
Okay.
Im-
Understood.
Important to set expectations, right, on what happens, because sometimes, guys, it declines even if it says it's approved through certain carriers.
Yep.
Or there's
Yep.
requirements, right? I'm sure people have dealt with a ton of requirements, and you maybe get like nervous to call your client back. I used to never call my clients back. When I had requirements come up my first year, I don't know why. I lost like 60 grand doing that, probably, bro. Um, So I'm gonna set expectations, and then Jonah, I also want you to write down the company that we had got your policy through. That was going to be Kansas City Life, and
Okay,
that's covering
got
you
it.
for 230,000. All your living
Yep.
benefits attached into there. And then I'm also going to have you write down my business partner Alex's phone number.
Okay,
If there's any additional requirements on your policy, he's going to be giving you a call. It's going to be a 419 number. And I give him the phone number.
got it.
Um, Again, because if there's requirements, like my main focus for where I'm at in the business right now is speed. So like if I can run appointments and make the money and put the gas in the engine, he can then drive the car.
So
Um,
is this your admin?
this is
But
my admin.
do you have your admin take care of all your pending requirements?
All my pending requirements because I want them to be familiar with who he is when he calls, so it's not like a stranger's calling him.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yep,
That's huge.
saves you a ton of time. Get an admin. They don't really cost that much because when you sell one policy, you could pay for an admin, and that time that you're taking to do all that stuff, you could be selling 10 policies.
Yep, 100%.
Um, lastly, Jonah. Lastly, Jonah, I sent you my business card, right?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, awesome. Now, if you guys need me for anything, whether it's changing up your policy or increasing the coverage, worst case scenario, you guys got to make a claim. Make sure you have my number on speed dial because I'm going to be the one to process that claim through or make any changes on your policy. So you'll never have to wait on another 1-800 number again. Okay.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great.
Awesome. Showing them I'm reliable. Now, and this is something, guys, I really like to do for all my clients. And also, keeps me grounded. Is I always like to ask Jonah, do you have any other questions for me at all?
No, you were really helpful, David. Thank you
Ah,
so much.
awesome. I'm glad I could do my job for you guys. If you do have any, just give me a call. I have one last question for you, and
Okay.
Claudia here. Do you guys have any, prayer requests that you want to put in with me that I can pray for you or your family about?
Just pray for just pray for the country. Pray for the country and pray we turn everything around.
You got it. You got it. And then, guys, I have a sheet I keep by me with just I don't know if you're religious or not, but if you are, I think it's a good practice to get into, um, and also just like spread the message towards people. I have a prayer request sheet that I write down for all my clients, and I pray for them either after the call or at night, um, because like we're doing a real thing, and you got to remember that. Like we're doing an
Yeah,
absolutely real thing right now. And it's important that these people know that you got their best interest in mind.
100%. I mean, first of all, I mean that's beautiful, but also think about like the impact that leaves because typically people always remember the first 2 minutes of interaction and the last 2 minutes of interaction. So when you're ending on anything I can pray for you, that dude, that's solidifying more than anything, showing like, hey, I care about you guys. I'm a professional and I'm here to do business the right way. So that's really beautiful, man. I love that you do that.
That's how I tie it down, dude. And there's other things with retention that I do. Again, getting a CRM system, dude, is absolutely key to a lot of this stuff. But you can do different things like follow up with your clients or have an admin follow up with them after the first 4 days to make sure their premium came out, 3 weeks after to make sure they got their policy in the mail. And then after that, 90 days, 6 months, a year. Interact with your clients. They want you to. They they
Yes,
they like
yes,
to know that someone's gonna make a quick call, make sure that they're cool. Like if my insurance guy did that for me, like dude, I'd be like, dude, I'm sticking with you for life. You know what I mean?
yes.
And then when you do annual reviews, you can pull more you can pour more premium, add coverage on, help their family members. Like your book can expand so much. And that's something that I didn't do my first year that well. And I'm just now getting into um, going back through my annual reviews 3 years ago And some of these people are having trouble remembering who I was when I showed up at their door. Like I was doing these in person. Um,
Yep. Yep.
and and if you have a year from now, 300 people on your book, you can branch that out to easily 1,000 people through their warm market. But you got to get to know your client. You have to have a relationship with them for them to refer you or for you to get business out of them. How do you
Yes.
think these people from State Farm or AIL or I don't know if this is recorded, whatever, different IMOs that don't have leads like we do, or insurance companies that don't have leads, how do you think they get their business? It's all warm market, dude. They don't have the luxury of buying leads like we do. But if we can buy them and then also get warm market referrals, like, dude, your business can go stupid because then you're running your leads, your annual reviews, your referrals, and
1,000%.
two of those are free.
Yeah, I did the same thing. My third and fourth year was just a lot of annual reviews, following up with my clients, getting referrals, upgrading their coverage, insuring the spouse, all these other things. So, guys, the first year is always the hardest. If you grind hard, your first couple of years, you invest heavily in leads, you build a significant book of business. Every single year after that just gets easier and easier and easier to write business.
Dude, so much easier. And that's how I can do $83,000 off of $8,000 lead spend. It's because I'm utilizing my license, my network, everything.
Yes, yes, 100%. Well, bro, dude, you're an absolute animal. I appreciate you hopping on here. And any closing words? Wrap us up, David.
Yeah, I mean, guys, as you saw, like that presentation was nothing spectacular or special at all. Like it was just a normal conversation. Maybe there's a few slick word tracks in there, whatever. Those are easily learned, just like I learned them, but that's the nuts and bolts of it. And like that's exactly how I do it every single time of the sale. So as long as you stay consistent with what you do in your presentation, you can figure out what's wrong and recorrect. But you can't be changing your whole presentation of every appointment you go through or getting your head about things. Like you can't do it like me. I can't do it like Jonah. You got to find out your own style with working these leads, right? And that might not be the same. So cling on to someone that you jive with, someone that has the same type of energy and um, sales, I guess,
Sales
group,
mantra
yeah,
or
mantra
flow.
as you, and learn from each other. But make sure you're learning from someone that you want to be like, right, or someone that you want to produce like. Um, don't take advice from people who aren't doing what you're doing or what you want to do.
1,000%. And the biggest takeaway from that was just how calm, cool, collected you were and professional. You're just guiding them through the process, where you were maintaining control the entire time, but you're doing it in such a calm manner. You're giving the client the illusion that they're in control. So, but, the highest form of sales is controlling the conversation, but feeling like you're giving the client the control. So that's huge, man. I love that. Well, David, thank you, bro. Thank you for hopping on and pouring me the troops today.
Welcome, man. Glad to be on. Um,
Amen.
see you guys on leaderboards.
Yes, sir. God bless everybody and God bless our country. Talk
Yes,
to y'all later.
sir.